In Chapter 1, I gave an overview of a new MMO in development, when promising a universe of freedom, creativity, and control. In Chapter 2, I explored the power and peril of cryptocurrency, the good, the bad, and the deadly. Now, we connect the pieces. Because what lies at their intersection isn't innovation. It's simulation. A simulation of something far worse than fiction. This is Chapter 3. Connecting the dots. Simulating hell. Frontier is more than a game. It's a shared world built on player freedom, digital value, and blockchain integration. Its economy isn't just a system, it's a foundation. A foundation criminals are already building on, where others see player-owned stations and currency tokens. I see unregulated laundering, scalable anonymity, and test environments for trafficking pipelines. This is where the rules don't apply. Where law enforcement sees fiction, and organized crime sees opportunity. Human trafficking is a $150 billion a year industry. And in-game assets with real-world value offer the perfect laundering tool. Buy a ship, sell a gunskin, trade a token. On paper, it's just play. But in the shadows, it washes blood into blockchain. These aren't hypotheticals. We've seen it in Fortnite. A child's game turned financial smokescreen, where credit card fraud and money laundering slipped through cartoon skins. We've seen it in mobile war games, where gold is traded like contraband. In casino simulators disguised as apps. In pay-to-win economies bloated with bot networks. This isn't new. Frontier just gives it structure. Now the same systems scale with crypto and custom player markets. Cartels have already used games to recruit, groom, and track. Now they're watching player behavior for something else. Leverage. What you destroy in-game might belong to someone very real. And some of those people don't just take losses. They take revenge, not in-game, but with real footsteps, real weapons, and a memory longer than your username. Not everyone responds. In a world where reputation has value, a grudge can have consequences. It's already happened. Players dying over loot. Hammers swung over pixels. Guns drawn over voice chat. And always the same refrain. I didn't think it would go that far. But how far is too far, when your game gives people something to kill for? If you bleed for a ship, if you mourn for a skin, if you rage for a token, then what's left to separate the game from the world? Doxxing? Blackmail? Threats? Extortion? The game is no longer where it starts. It's just where the pipeline begins. When your IP is mapped, when your name is traced, when your face is linked to your actions, your digital self becomes a liability. And someone, somewhere, is watching to see if it's worth cashing in. Step by step, I've connected the dots. Not with fear, but with pattern. Because somewhere in this simulation, There's a kid logging in just to belong. A parent who has no idea what's watching them. A developer one patch behind a catastrophe. And they deserve more than silence. A game. A market. A mirror of everything the world refuses to fix. You can't call it a game when the bodies are real. You can't call it fiction when someone's watching your screen with a loaded question. This is not an indictment. Not yet. But it is a signal. And now you've seen it too. To the public, watch the shadows in your games. Look for patterns. Remember that anonymity isn't immunity. To the developers at CCP, you're not building a world anymore. You're building a perimeter. And if your security fails, someone else pays the price. How do you stop extremists using your game to get funding? Is your security enough when you step into a domain that demands it be tighter than a nun's asshole? Because this isn't a place for forgiveness. And to law enforcement, don't wait for a body. Don't call it hindsight when we're calling the warning now. My name is Inazuma. I don't shout. I illuminate. I was born to listen. And this was one of those moments where silence would have been a sin. This was chapter 3. And now the flare is yours. Keep it burning. Because the dark is learning how to play.